Hello everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Barbara. I'm here on this channel knitting now for over 5 years, and I've knitted a lot of hats. Now actually I'm in the zone of knitting socks, so I've knitted now more socks than hats. However, if you want to check my playlist hats, you will see there are 113 videos of that. But on my Ravelry page, I have 95 projects recorded. I presume maybe that's the difference, because I may not have added to Ravelry project page the hats that I have designed. So probably that's the difference. Some of those hats I have given away and some of them I kept. And today what we're going to do, we're going to go through them. We'll try to organize them somehow and declutter some. So I would want you to feel that you're now in my thrift stores. There are second-hand hats because I wore them, so they're not new. But if you're interested to purchase them, I might be putting them on Instagram on my Knitting I Love account under some nice, just my idea, maybe under some photo thrift me, if that's even a word, let me know down below. So yeah, other than that, if I have something that stays over here, I'm thinking of frogging it and maybe knitting something new, or maybe giving to a charity. However, probably I just frog and knit something else, because at the end of the day, I feel better when I know that someone is actually getting the hat. Okay, so let's start. So now let's see what kind of head I have. Let's check measurements. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure my hat. So what you need to do, you need measuring tape, something flexible. And what you would need, you need 2 measurements, okay? So how I'll do it. So basically you're going at the top of the crown. So, you know what I'm going to do? Let me move the hair. So if you look at me, the highest point will be here. So I just make sure that I'm not catching any hair, like, you know, ponytails and stuff. And now you can use a mirror or a camera like I do. And let's go. So it is 56 centimeters. And if I know if it's 56 centimeters, I just put my finger over here and flip it. So it's 22 inches. So as you've seen, it's snug. And then the next one is not your head, but the hat height. So where do you want your hat to drop? For instance, if you compare my hat to Seb, shh, don't tell him. I think we have the same heads. The difference is the height. My ear is lower than his one, I think. Differently shaped head. So I need to knit him less repetitions of a pattern. So the height of the hat is smaller. And it's funny because when I put his hat on, it just covers my top of the ear. So depends, how do you want to wear and style your hat? This is what you are measuring, and this is what you are measuring from the edge of the hat, the bottom, towards the creases, I would say, unless you're knitting a beret, so that's completely different. Okay, but just to let you know, it should be straight, it should be, you know, like I will do it like this. So I have 17 centimeters, which is 7 inches. Let's go 7 inches. So 7 inches if I want to cover my ears. Right, do you see this bag? That's the hats that I have, and I gathered them from different areas around the house and put them into this bag. Yes. Now at this stage, if you would not mind telling me how many hats you have, let me know down below. Even if you have 2. Oh my, that should happen easy. Actually, I don't even know what I feel. Okay, so first things first, we're going to organize hats. We're going to organize them by thickness, with fingering, weight, DK worsted. Hard to say which one is which one, so I put it in one category. And then chunky. Yes, I do have a few chunky hats. And what I'm thinking over here, what you're going to see, is that I liked very fitted hats. So now, once you know the model, let's sort out, organize our hats. My hats. Here they are. Loads. Okay, after organizing, let's be honest and say what we have. Fingering, 20 hats. DK worsted, 16 hats. Bulky, 9 hats. I feel like on Eurovision. If you don't know what the Eurovision is, go check Netflix. You will love it. Am I counting right? 45 hats overall, which is not bad. I thought I will have more. Okay, and now let's go to the next section. Which one I'm going to keep? I want to tell you straight away that some of the hats were knitted by my friends, and I probably will keep them. So that's that. Right, before even starting, if I could come up with a number that I want to have, maybe, you know, in my head, 20 fingering weight hats. If I were left with 10, that'd be fine. 16, ooh, maybe 10. That should be 8, isn't it? Okay, and I have 9 bulky. Well, 5 I would say over here, you know, so 4 can go. That's my ideal, but let's see. Okay, so let's put on the hat and just first feeling that I have about it, and then any informations maybe I'll tell you, although I'm kind of overwhelmed. So let's start with this one. This is my pattern. This is Near the Sea hat, and I love it. The yarn was from Knit Grade Box. I think it was in sock grade because it's a fingering weight, but the color is amazing. As you could see, oh my, thrilled. The fits, it's nicely. It's not too tight now. Yeah, I'll keep it. Oh my, I love it so much. It's again blue, and this yarn was dyed by a viewer, a friend, and I knitted hat and a pair of socks from that, and I really like it. And I put 2 tags over here, so even if I fold it, you could see it goes like a beanie. It has some pattern over here, but I've never published it, so it's kind of one in a kind, and I have it for a few years, and it's like perfect. But let's go to a pile maybe, because I have to give something away, right? My design, I love it. It's very light though. The yarn, no worries, I have knitted and I have in the pile hats that I hold fingering double. So basically the hat is knitted for a fingering weight yarn, but I took a number for a smaller size to knit with a thicker yarn. So you can see that. Probably I'm going to keep that one, I think. But this one, okay, it's a little bit loose on me, but I wanted to do that from perspective of a sample. Sometimes you do that so it looks nice. Some people like, you know, it fits me right, but for me it's a little bit too loose and it's too light. I used Holzgarn yarn, 100% wool is over here, and it's very fine and tiny, and I'm not sure, can you see those stitches, but it's a play of slip stitch and yarn overs to create something like that. So it took a while. It is my sample hat, and probably I should keep it, but then it won't be worn. So let's go to maybe. Next one. Oh my, this is a tiny one. I knitted it for the first, and it's so tight. So if someone likes vintage hats, and I don't know, and you will feel the vibe of, I'm totally butchering probably this, I don't even know. So yeah, this is for you. It's a really good quality, and this is my pattern, and this is a sample hat too. Forgotten Path hat fingering, but if I were knitting it again, I'm kind of fan now of double brim, so I would put a double brim, but in this it was more, yeah, so you can see it's beautiful. Maybe. Ooh, another of my design is a Santa hat. And this is my pattern. I think it's quite cheap, I remember from that. I used hedgehog fibers yarn, so if you don't know what that is, that's based in Ireland. And as you can see, oh, I'm keeping it. I don't have that many, you know, hats. So if you want to have one, knit it. Ooh, one of my first designs, I wanted to design a hat that I could put buttons, and there are clay buttons, clay. Yeah, I received them, and I wanted to design something with a gap for buttons. I put a leaf over here, and I did a different ending, so it's kind of pointy. Oh my, I haven't worn it for a while. I like it. Oh, it's a leaf hat. Ooh. And this is my pattern, and that was the time when we were doing swaps with minis, and I designed the most expensive hat pattern, and you would see like, what? Yeah, because there are 3 patterns inside, and it's written down from perspective of how many, I think, grams per mini you have, and basically doing stripes. So I think one is, and this is one of my most expensive. This is not a sample hat. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 minis over here to knit, and I think the pattern has 3 patterns in it. So basically you have a hat just to knit in 1 color, then in 3 colors, and then in 6 colors, I think. So that's why it's so expensive. So this one is knitted with, I think, my ones, because I can recognize this color, and you could see it in this hat. It looks better on my head, I would say, and I use it for walks and stuff, so maybe. Ooh! First time ever I use Knit Create yarn, and I use a Knit Create pattern that came with the yarn. The yarn is quite interesting. I think that it has alpaca, but definitely go and check playlist and check it out. And yeah, it has a motif in the front, and it's more kind of, it's very loose. I don't know how to, okay. It's very loose, and I like to, as you could see, fold it over here. So it's naturally folds, so it gives kind of more of a Robin Hood vibe. And I wore it for a while, and yeah, maybe. Oh, something that I played. I never did put a design. That was just fun, getting from leftovers from a friend. So I knitted a hat. How to put it? I knitted a hat. So played with some slip stitches, some yarn. I think this is, oh, I forgot. I don't even have a clue. Do I have a video about this hat? And do I have a project page? No, I've never recorded a finished object video. I've never put a project of that. But what I recall, I think, this yarn is, I knitted something with it. That was a Knit Create yarn. I did some slip stitches, and I joined with this yarn. And I think this yarn was Dragon Hoard yarn, I think. It's a leftover from a friend, so I think it's too light for me. I'm very tall, and having a light hat on my head, like bright colors, make me taller, I think. I love this one. And I think this is also one of my oldies, and it's very loose, so now probably would wear it more than before when I wanted to fitted hats. And this yarn is mixed. I use Drops Fable, I think, over here, so very kind of a white color, sheepy color, and then I use one of the Connemara yarns. Now hopefully I have a video about this hat, because I don't have it in my project, or maybe I didn't classify it as a hat. No, I don't have it, but you know what I'm going to do? I think it's quite cute, maybe. And the next one, another design of mine. Beautiful blue color. You may not see the sign, but I called it Silent Castle Hat, and I played with the end over here. And we can flip it and have a beanie. I don't know why, but I see a gentleman wearing this. Ooh, I knitted this hat in Poland. I didn't have probably any other project, so I just went crazy with the length. It has this nice vibe, I would say. So can you flip it? I don't have a tag, but you can flip it on the other side. It's a little bit tighter around my head, and as you can see, I like to wear it low, so it's not exactly here. Love it. But it's bright. And now I have a gift. I'm keeping it straight away, telling you. And this is a, I would say, collaboration, because a lovely person knitted this for me, and probably you would have it in the playlist gifts, maybe. And this is a mixture of her Christmas tree and my asphodel hat. So you have asphodel flower over here. And if you want to knit this top, check Asphodel Potion hat, because I'm just playing with some mixing things around when you're knitting it around. So this is beautiful. Again, it's a light, like bright hat, and I don't feel comfortable kind of at the moment. If you have maybe a snow around you and then everything melts, not melts, that your head will kind of visually melt with the background, like probably over here because of my wall, but yeah, I'll keep it because it's beautiful. But we shall see. Will I wear it? But I love it. Keep it. Oh my, another one. Oh my, this is huge. This is huge. This is so big. Maybe you won't see it over here, but check this out. So you just put it on your head. Maybe if someone has big volume with the hair, you would love that. I love this turquoise color. You have some pattern over here. So we have a panel, and panel has some, do I want to say cables? Maybe not. Just with twisted stitches, this kind of fake cables. So I place it in the front. I love the yarn, so check it out. It's beautiful. I knitted it ages ago, and like I said, is very, very roomy. So I'll say bye bye. And we have Asphodel Potion hat. I really wanted to knit 2 hats with one skein, so you know straight away there will be a little ones. So I would say this will fit, and this is not even, I don't have even a tag over here, so this is not the one. This is not the one that I used for the sample. The sample I have a tag, and this one doesn't have a tag. I just wanted to make sure that it knits up properly. Obviously then I knitted it smaller, so the body is shorter, but I wanted to make sure that any other calculations were right. So I would say this, obviously it fits me like a glove. So it's very tight, and you would see the, hopefully you've seen a flower. So I would say it definitely would fit even a child age 4 up. I know. And that's, I'll put it as maybe. My first time ever brioche project. Here it is. And for brioche, as you can see, you have to have quite a color thing. This is by Andrea Maury, and I don't wear it because I'm not a fan of going it straight. Like I said, I'm not wearing it because I'm in love of a double brim, and probably if I knitted it again I would done that modification, did the double brim and then go with the pattern. So definitely someone is going to love it. And if you love yellow and this kind of khaki green color, yeah, it's for you. It's for you. Yay, my sample hat. And this is a hat from Let's Swap Hat, a pattern. And I love it. I got those 3. This one is 3 minis from a podcaster, and I'll tell you, check the podcast, and I think I like it. Keeping it. Ooh, I love this one. I haven't published pattern or anything like that. Sometimes, as you now see, sometimes I grab needles and knit without thinking, and I knitted it with this burgundy color. I don't remember. And we have some bubbles over here. I'm not sure, can you see them? And a little bit this and a little bit that. I love it from perspective that it's darker, and I like when it's something darker surrounds my face. I'm keeping it. Ooh, this was a Christmas project. Now, it's a little bit stretches, I feel. So what I did over here, we did with our friend a swap with minis. And we hold a fingering weight minis double, and we had an idea that we will prepare the same number of darker minis with lighter minis, and one day we will pick up light, another day we will pick up darker, and then we will knit with it. So as you can see, we get dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, and so on and so on. So, oh, it was such a pleasure to knit. It's a little bit tight for me now. I like it looser, 2019. So I think it's going to a different home. Ooh, my Scottish land hat. My Scottish land hat. So I love it so much, but But I did it on the way and during the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, I think in 2018. No, I just have hand wash tag over here. I think in 2019, and I know on the back of this here I don't do seamless jog, but I know in the pattern it's written down how to do it. So I think it's so beautiful. Well, that way you definitely know where the back is. So I'm just grabbing it and doing it this way. Maybe. And last but not least, this is my Whitfield hat, my sample, and it's knitted in, I think, kind of sport, but you know, you could go with fingering over here. It has alpaca in it. It's kind of stretchy and stuff, and I love it so much. So no way I'm going to give that. So yeah, so I'm going to keep this because it's like my headband. We have a double but lace on the top, so I love it for walks. Okay, let's see how many I kept, how many I can add to the pile and go through my might. Okay, I have 6 hats over here. So from the pile, maybe I can take 4. Okay, I'm keeping this because of that beautiful rainbow. And I feel like in the 70s. Okay, I'm going to keep the leaf hat because I want the buttons and I love them so much. Maybe not this time, maybe next time I'll give this hat away, but for now I'm going to keep it. I love the shape of it, it's kind of unique, and the leaf is gentle and the green is quite nice. I know it's bright, you may see it's kind of, I'm melting here over here right in the background, but still I'm keeping it. 2 more. I love it. I can't say it. I love it. I knitted it in 2017. I called it a shadow hat. It's not a pattern or anything like that. I just called the hat this way. Can you see this dyeing things? Keeping it. Sorry. 3 years. I should give it away. I know it's too big. I should give it away. But it's so pretty. I'm keeping it. No worries. I'll knit more hats. Let's go to my DK worsted weight collection. I have 16 hats over here and I would say 8 that I can keep. This is River Floats hat. Before I put it on, it has a longer brim over here and shorter body lace. Well, a bit of lace over here that you could see through here. It looks like this. So basically I wanted to cover more of my head over here and the lace will be in the back, so you will have ventilation if you need to, and it's not double, just for like not too warm weather. And I love the color. Oh, I can knit myself another one with a double brim maybe. Okay, maybe. A next one I knitted a while back. I think during one of the campaigns I used over here hedgehog fiber yarn, and I did their pattern, which is free pattern. I think Jane it's called. I'm not sure. Just double check that with me on my playlist. So this is how it looks. I'm not really a fan of the shape of it. It's not my style. So I'm not sure, can you see it, how it wears? So we have a ribbing over here and we have a pattern, and I think the pattern is beautiful, the way it's designed, but then I hold it a fingering weight double over here because I think it was worsted Arcane weight hat. And even though I think it says it's 80% merino, it feels like it has a drape like a cotton. So I don't know. I don't know, double check that what I'm saying is right. So yeah, I would say suggest you to go and watch the video about that, what I'm telling you. But after wearing and having it, it's very heavy, and that's kind of how it feels. The definition of the stitches and everything over here is just so nice. It's just, I don't know how to wear it. But I would see anyone who have glasses and like the school, going to school and stuff, I think will look pretty. So it is such a pretty hat, but I'll give it away for you. Ooh, let's try cables, isn't it? Just try cables. Hat, and I hope I'm always grabbing it right. And it's red. Whoever loves red. Yeah, I think the yarn that I got, maybe was it Knit Crate? I'm thinking. And it's kind of snug over here for me. I would do it looser now and maybe continue with the cables higher, and yeah, but that was just an idea to do a bit and then relax and enjoy what we've done so far. So yeah, strong whiskey hat, and this is the hat that I did for myself and for Seb, so if you check the photos or the pattern per se, you'll see it. And this is the repetition, and I think, as I recall, I had 5 repetitions in the body, and for him I did only 3. And maybe on the video I'm actually trying both so you could see the difference, how they fit me. So yeah, I love it. I love it so much. So no, I know it looks like cables, but they're not cables. And the yarn is, I think it's more of a 2019, more of a wool type thing, because it already got, you know, kind of rough, but I love it. Keeping. Now I have a hat that was knitted for me by a friend, and it's a cable hat. So you know what, so far you won't see me knitting cables. And she knitted it, and then I over dyed it, and I need to over dye it again. So it is, I think, more stiff and stuff, but I love it. And you could see when I was dyeing them, the dye did not go closer, but I love the shape and everything like that, so it suits me well. I'll dye it for even darker color, so hopefully this time I will be successful, and I want to do it. So, and if you're interested, I recorded a finished object video, but that time is white, and you can see all those beautiful things. It is a free pattern. Let's go hat. Ooh, I love it. I'm keeping it. I've knitted it a while back, and this is one of the Irish yarns that you can buy in Ireland when you're around. I call it Go Slow because it's quite simple, and I have that little thing that I was fan of, and I'm kind of still RM, and it holds beautifully when I knit it. All the hats. I use Donegal soft yarn over here, and I knitted it. I don't have it in my projects, but I have in my designs of Ravelry, and I definitely have a video over here. Yes, 2017, so 3 years ago, and it holds beautifully. So the yarn is really, really good. Keeping. Ooh, I'm keeping this one. This is so beautiful. And I hope I record finished object video for this one, and I'm not going to give it away. You know, I love this kind of shape, but you can fold it and you have a nice beanie, and it has tweed in it. So the yarn itself has tweeds. Beautiful, knitted from my friend, and keeping it. Now we have Anne's hat. Now we have Anne's freckled hat. So this is my sample for the pattern. So you either wear it this way and be cool, or you can flip it and it looks really, really nice. And this is my sample one. And this is kind of worse that I use over here Drops Nepal. Yes, but I think you could go with the DK just to see if you can get tension with your needles, so it won't be, you know, it'd be looser, I think, from perspective of a fabric, not a hat. So I'm keeping this one. And another one. Oh my, literally it took 2 days to knit this hat. I was knitting a brim one day and then the body on another day with the decreases. It is, I forgot to mention, it is a top down. So basically you can fit it in and see how long you want. Each ribbing was full 50-gram ball of that Drops Nepal. So I have 2. I would love to keep 2, but some of you probably like this one too. We shall see. I like it. And then I have another one. This is more Christmas vibe. I knitted this one, designed this one from a friend's yarn that she lives in Ireland, close by in Limerick. I used this colour one, you know, it's kind of Christmassy green colour. And here I used from a knit grey box that I have left. And I also knit a cowl with it. And it's a little bit bright and it looks really cool if you have a weather and you have snow. Again, all the hats that are white or have a white motif looks really nice in the snow. So I'm keeping it. I know I shouldn't. And now let's go with a third wish hat. So third wish hat is my design, and it's brown. I got the yarn from a shop that the yarn, 100% yarn from Finland, I think, was on the display, and I asked, can I buy it? And the lady said, okay. And I designed this hat, but before I did that, I kind of played with different, I knitted a few more, so you will see, but because it's 100% wool, I'm keeping it. And it's brown, and I love brown. I love browns and greys, and yeah, stays. And I know I changed something. Oh yeah. So in the pattern per set over here, you could see that you have visible these parts. Hopefully you can see it. Do you see it? Before the bubble. And when I had my prototypes, I didn't do it. I just played with knits and purls, so it's less visible. Hopefully you can see it on this one. And this one I used with the knit crate yarn and kind of snugged here. So maybe. And this one now has those bits. So, you know, you knit together, you slip it together. So this one is just purl and knits, and this one has the texture that pops out better. Oh yeah, hopefully you can see it now. It pops out better. Oh, but this one is the tight one. What I did over here, I knitted it slightly different. I cast it on and I went with the pattern to make sure it's fine. Then I went back and I picked up stitches, knitted the brim, and then tried to sew it together. So sewing is not the best idea. I need to rip it, and I need to maybe do a crochet connection together over here because it's snugged, unless you have smaller head, but it doesn't stretch, so I need to fix that first. Oh, I told you about this one. So this one is short visit hat, my pattern, but the pattern is written for a fingering weight yarn, and I just used, check the video, I used a different size, smaller size, to hold the fingering double. So you could see it over here. I used some leftovers from my friend and I thought they will work together beautifully. I think I'm going to keep it. And one of my free patterns, this is Lights and Twigs hat. There's a matching Lights and Twigs shawl, but the shawl is a paid for pattern, and this is for free for you to even try and check and maybe try your gauge. So I'm not sure, can you see it? I'll take it off. But this is it is charcoal grey, so I'm going to keep it. Now hopefully you can see the texture. It doesn't look good. It seems that I have more to keep than give. I told you 10, right? I don't know. Can I drop it to 8? Okay. So I'm going to include this. Oh, baby. And freckle hat. And this hat. And because I'm giving this hat, I need to find the cowl. And I will include it with the cowl then, because it's just meant to be. Do you want to see the cowl? Okay. So here is a cowl and a hat. So beautiful. So I keep the tag down so I know it's low. And I keep the hat here. So I love it so much. But hey, someone's going to enjoy it too. Okay, one more hat, the last one, this, and this is also Third Wish hat. Prototype, I used the yarn from the Knit Crate box just to play with it, and it has a green. I hope you could see it's green. It's smaller, so if you want more fitted hats, yeah, I'll give it away. Okay, let's go to bulky and bulky hats. I have 9 of them, and it would be cool if I could keep 4, maybe 5. 4, maybe 5, 4. Another hat and the pattern, both that I knitted from a Knit Crate box, and I did it a while back. And you know, the same story. It's pretty cool. So you can tidy up and have it up, and looks pretty cool. I need to say, keeping it. One of the hats I knitted a while back, and I used them for my walks during the Christmas, I remember. And I've never published the pattern. I never even recorded finished object video. I think it's 100% acrylic yarn, but it's bulky, and this is this one. Isn't it cute? Maybe one day I should write down a pattern. I love the color. Fits me well. Oh, keeping it. Now I have two full ORGANISE hats. One was my original one. It doesn't have a year, but I think it's an oldie one. Classified as a bulky hat because it is a fingering weight hat. You need at least 24 5-gram minis to knit this hat. I found it that if I put slightly more, I have it more slouchy on the top. But the idea of it is to fit in to 24 because of the Christmas advent, and you can swap. You can buy minis, so you can have some leftovers, 5 grams, that you can mix them match together. The main thing is to recognize your color, so high contrast color. So when you're picking up stitches, it's way easier for you. This is my pattern, so check my patterns if you're interested to knit one. And oh, this has been a gift from a friend. And the design idea was basically, okay, let's take that gift and see what I can do with it. And this is what I come up with. So thank you so much for this amazing, and actually I'm going to keep it. This is, I think, how many years? Check the video so you will know. Maybe 2018, so 2 years. And this is how it looks. Sometimes people are interested to see how it looks inside. So this is how it looks inside. So cute too. And I was waving ends over here so you could check it out. Sometimes I did not have enough because, you know, 5 grams never. So basically I just attached another yarn and knit with it. And because it folds, you don't really see what it's between folds. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to keep it. And I have another one. I love them so much, but I know I'm going to knit one this year too. So let's face it, I can only have 2 full ORGANISE hats. So either I'll keep it till December, knit the one that I have in mind, and then give this one away. Love it so much. And wear it for a bit, a little bit more. You know, I'll keep it, we shall see. I'll do the final count, and if I have to go. Then we have free pattern and free tutorial on this channel. Just knit hat, and this is a bulky. I used, I think, the 9mm needles, which is US size, I don't know, 13, I'm guessing. That's a pure guess, it could be 10. No, I think US size 7 is 10. Sorry, 7mm are 10 and the 9mm are 13. Not sure, but anyway, I knitted few of these for gifts, and I even sometimes just kept the same size. So I think I started with the 7, or sometimes I started with a 9. So it's so simple. You just do knit stitch. Even the creases are quite simple. You just pull the stitch over. So yeah, so that's really, really handy. I love the color, and I have it for so long, and I'm not sure. And this one is again a free pattern. Let's Purl hat. And I love browns. You know I love browns. Should I keep it? And if you're interested what the yarn is, both this and this is drops. And this, I think. I think you're enough to knit a hat with one ball. You will have a tiny little leftovers. Free pattern. Free pattern. What can I say? And free tutorial on this channel, so if you have never knitted a hat, maybe this is something that you can grab on. So I will say go for it, try it, free pattern, free tutorial on this channel. You just need drops and this quite affordable yarn and, well, chunky needles. So I'm talking about 7mm, 9mm needles. You can stick to one if that's not on your budget. And if you do, maybe go with 9mm, be fine. Or go with 7, go with 9mm. And yeah, and knit it and have fun. And even if you keep it, you will have a quick project to make for friends to knit them for Christmas if you're not going to knit for yourself like 7 hats then. Just saying. Next one. I always wanted to design a funny hat. It's elf zone hat, because if you're in the elf zone, if you're preparing presents and stuff, you'll need one of those. And I know maybe I'm too old for it, but I want to keep it. And I would say you need this hat if you have children and you're going to some party and stuff like that. You'll be the coolest adult ever. Love it. I'm keeping it. So far, I don't have anyone that I left. Then this is a chunky and bulky and kind of fluffy already, but I can use my thing to clean it up a little bit. Hat, it is a bulky one. I need to give something away, so I tidy up a little bit more with my bubble remover, and I think it will go. It will go. It will go. And then another one I knitted holding, I think, yes, holding the Donegal, I think, soft double, which then it's not getting any softer. I think this would be perfect for, I would say, a child, because I can put it on, but it's very tight on me. Very tight. It stretches, and then you could see the marks on my forehead. So I would say this will be perfect for 6, I think, 7-year-old, maybe something like that. And this is, like I said, this pom-pom is 100% wool from a Polish sheep, so it's very kind of crunchy. So yeah, 2 out of 9. That gives me 7. Okay, let's go through it. I want to keep it because, like I said, I want to keep it. One day I'll go for a Christmas party or anything like that. It'll be fun and motif, and I love the rainbow thing. Oh. Okay, one of those has to go, so I'm keeping my original, and this one will go. Okay, because Knit Crate are sending boxes my way, so I'm going to give this away, although I shouldn't because it's so pretty. Oh, Knit Crate, I'm going to keep you. Now, I don't wear it, but maybe one day I would want to make a pattern out of it. Okie dokie, I'm giving this one away. And one will stay, one will go. Which one? I think I'm going to keep the pink one and the brown. No. Okay, I'm keeping 5 out of 9, so I hope it's not bad. So here is my pile of the hats that I'm going to keep. Still kind of feels a lot. So what I would say, I would invite you to go to Knitting I Love account, and as I said, these are second-hand hats. I wore them, so I think slowly I'll be putting them over there under the thrift me photo. So if you're interested to check, follow me on Instagram, and hopefully I will be posting a few here, a few there slowly. I need to wash them, prepare them nicely, and have them ready to be sent. So hopefully I will find new owners. Probably if I see that I don't have that many hats, I will start knitting new ones. So now subscribe, like if you want to stay, and checking my knitting inspirations. Bye!